So here we are, we're on the AMCP floor. This is a first for our podcast, so it's pretty exciting.
I agree, Alan.
Yeah,
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. So Pat Gleason, AVP of Health Outcomes at Prime. Obviously, this is a big event on your calendar, right?
Yes.
Well, obviously, it's a big event on your calendar for other reasons, because Prime's GLP-1 Journal of Managed Care and Specialty Pharmacy, JMCP publication, real-world persistence and adherence to glucagon-like peptide-1 receptor agonists among obese, commercially insured adults with diabetes, has been recognized with the 2024 JMCP Article of the Year Award for Excellence. So first off, congratulations to you and the team. That's terrific.
Yeah, thank you. That was a mouthful. You did it well.
I was a little worried about that, but I got it
Those
through.
Scientific titles for our journal articles are long.
I know. We'll punch those up next time.
Okay.
So let's back up a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the publication and the research itself.
Yeah, so we've been following GLP-1, we'll just abbreviate it to GLP-1 here, those drugs for weight loss and the treatment of diabetes, but we've really been focusing on their use in weight loss and following the real-world utilization in our claims data amongst our membership that's using and commercially insured for a few years now. You know, it's important to try to understand, do people stay on these medications? And they're going to work, they're going to lose weight, but if you lose weight and then you stop taking them, or you have side effects and you can't stay on them, Alex, then you've lost the benefit's gone.
Right.
So we're trying to understand, do people stay on these drugs? And that's the question that we were able to answer, at least from our data, for a year, taking a look, and only about 1 in 4 are still on the therapy. You know, so that means 3 out of 4 are unlikely to be benefiting as much as they could be if they were to stay on it longer. So answering that question of persistency and adherence to the medications is what we put in and published in the journal.
That's great. So I know that this research has been a big part of your work for quite some time now, and I'm sure it's safe to say that you're quite proud of the work. But what has been the reaction when you found out that this was going to win this award?
Well, always thrilled to be recognized by your colleagues in the field, in managed care pharmacy, and knowing that people are looking at it and reading it, because that's how you win the award. It's reaching the audience you want, and it's hopefully being used to make better decisions about how drugs are managed, and in particular the GLP-1s, and ensure that we're getting the bang for our buck that we need to get out of these medications, because they're expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the process of the research and the publication itself.
Sure.
So when you consider submitting this material, what do you look for? So in other words, when you see it all come together, what sort of says to you, this one's going to JMCP?
We're looking for placing our research into medical journals like this one, where we know the readership is going to, take and understand and see the value, and then have the influence on decision makers. So that's why we choose the Journal of Managed Care Specialty Pharmacy for this submission, and just supporting the Academy of Managed Care Pharmacy as well as an organization is important to us, and this is their premier journal. Yeah,
collaboration and making those connections, obviously important, but you and the team have presented this GLP-1 data at now 4 AMCP Annual and AMCP Nexus events. And I've been to each of them, and honestly, just the response has been impressive, but what's the value of presenting Prime's data in this forum?
Well, like we mentioned about the journal, and this Academy of Managed Care Pharmacy, 7,000 members, pharmaceutical manufacturers, PBMs, insurers, health plans, patient advocacy groups. I mean, this is the best place to go to learn more about how we ensure affordable use and the best outcomes we can get from medications.
Right.
That's the mission for the Academy of Managed Care Pharmacy. So that's why we're here, and that's why we bring out the information we bring from Prime Therapeutics and its integrated medical and pharmacy data. And we're super thrilled to have done that.
So what has surprised you most about presenting this data at AMCP events so far?
I'm not sure I'm much surprised, as opposed to just thrilled by the fact that many people have come to us and recognize that our work is important, and then being able to collaborate and hear about their work and share findings that they may have had in the space, so we all learn together, so that we can all try to improve how medications are used in the most affordable manner.
Right. So I'm going to have to ask the question, because I know this real-world research is an important part of the work. What's coming up next?
Well, we're continuing the studies. I mean, this is 2 years in, and what we found is that currently we're not seeing cost offsets that we were hoping we would see. So we're not having medical avoidance occur in those that are being treated with these drugs for weight loss. We're not seeing what we would hope to see currently for the heavy investment for the therapies. We're seeing sort of disappointing numbers of persistency and adherence. That's what won the award. So we need to, and we will, be bringing out 3-year data here, Alex, here in the summer. Looking forward to bringing that out. Maybe we'll start to see some trends that we're hoping to see.
That's terrific. Well, thank you for your time today. Enjoy AMCP.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.